Hi, welcome to a new Triggre Weekend Masterclass. And, well, this is an exciting masterclass again, because this is part 3 of our 5-step How Can I Extend My Assembly Production Line application. In the previous masterclass, we added functionality to create an order for a part that you would like to order. And in this masterclass, we are going to extend our application again. And in this case, we are going to create functionality where you can check if you've received your order. Because in the end, it's always nice to, of course, ask your supplier to send parts to you. But if you don't check if you've received them, well, what do you do then? So, first I'm going to show you in the application what we've created, and after that I'm going to show you in the designer what we've created. And in this case, we also added a small part which is called a, well, let's say, release functionality, because we're extending our application and we already have orders in the application. We need to update the orders which are already in the application to make sure that they have the correct status. What do we have? Well, technically the process works around and about the same. So if we would go, well, we have all the orders here, and I also added status. And if we would go to inventory and order a new item, for instance, the saddles again, let's add 2 of them. Oh, we have a minimum order quantity, so let's say 12. Oh, wait, let's say 7. Okay, the order has been created. And one of the differences is with the previous functionality that we have is that, look, we have the status ordered. And when the status is ordered, we also get a button which is called process order. So imagine you're at the goods reception department, you receive the order, you can look it up in the system, and then you can say like, yeah, this one has been received, so let's mark it as received. And as you can see here, the status changes to received. What you also see here is that we have a different order which doesn't have a status at all, because that was already in the system before we created this functionality. You also see a button release here, and if I would click this button, it would automatically get the status ordered. Of course, it's up to you how to, implement such a release script, because you could mark them as ordered, you can mark them all as received. You could even say like, hey, all the orders that were like before a week ago are all marked as received, and all the other ones were marked as ordered. You know, you can look into that. But the point is that in case you have like, I don't know, 200,000 orders in the system, you don't have to manually check them all and put them into the right status. So let's go to the designer, and I will show you how I've created this. First of all, I had to add the status option and order. I created a pick list for that. And what I also did is I added these little icons. You can find them online. What I typically do is I use my messenger service, and I put them in the create a new text bar, copy them from there, and paste them into the Triggre application. It works really fast. What did I do as well? Well, I added a functionality to the user flows of all orders. Well, what I did is I changed update order, because I also set the status as soon as I process this order. There you go. To, for instance, received. And of course, I created a page where I can define that I'm absolutely sure that I received this order. And we have the release flow part over here as well. However, what I also needed to do, and that's something that you shouldn't forget, is that when you place the order, that you mark that order with a specific status as well, because else the status will remain empty. So at inventory control, what I did at the create order situation flow part, I changed the status as well, and I put it into a specific item of the pick list, namely in this case ordered. Let me show you real quick what I did with the release script, just so you know how that could work. There you go, we have the release order status. I do a lookup on all orders where the status is empty. And the reason why I do that is that, well, in case I would accidentally hit this button again, I don't want it to overwrite all the statuses that I already had. So this is just a small failsafe for that. And then I change that order with, in this case, status ordered. But like I said, you can extend that logic in many ways. And this is how you can easily add a functionality when you receive the orders as well. Thanks for watching. We're doing it for you. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. See you next week.